Entitled mother yells at me for using my trampoline. Okay, so about a year ago, we got a trampoline. It was pretty nice and led to all the younger kids on our street coming over and jumping, which works out because my brother was their age. So this happened about 4 months ago. I was babysitting my brother, and there was a family that had just moved in down the street. And here's where we get into the story. Our cast is Entitled Mother, the she-demon, me, and the boys. No other boys present. Okay, so on this day, I took my brother outside to jump on the trampoline, because he needed to burn energy. We have a family rule that we don't have anyone over when our parents aren't home, including our trampoline. So if anybody gets injured, it's not our fault. We were jumping for about 5 minutes until the she-demon herself shows up and goes, "Can my son jump with yours?" I'm a teenager and my brother is a preschooler, so I don't know where she got he was my son. No, I'm sorry, we're not allowed to have people over when our parents aren't home.
Why not? My son just wants someone to play with.
From here, I can tell where this is going, and reading other posts on here and watching r/, I've come up with the response of the century. Because it's a house rule. Frankly, I don't care if your son wants to play, he's not allowed.
Why are you here in the first place? You're too big for this. It's a kid's toy, let my kid play with it.
No, get off my lawn before I let the dogs out on you. And I got ignored. Right about now, I'm done with Crazy Lady. So, I go back inside and notice that Mrs. Demon is trying to get in the trampoline with her son. So I have an idea. So just for good measure, I let out our Belgian Malinois, which is a German Shepherd, but better to scare her. She doesn't bite, but she jumps a lot, and it was just enough to get her out of our yard. They moved to Norway about 3 weeks ago. Hope you all enjoyed. Gonna try posting more because I have a lot of stories. Our next story was posted by a user, I Feel Your Pain 69, titled, Entitled Mother Tries to Tell Me My Bike is Her Son's despite the fact that I have the key for the chain. This happened a few months ago, TLDR at the bottom. I went down to Sainsbury Local on my bike, locked it at the bike rails, and went in to get myself some lunch. I came out with a pasta pot. I sat opposite my bike and I ate it. As I'm eating it, I see a boy who looks around my age, 16, point at my bike as he walked past with his mum. I think nothing of it and carry on eating. About 2 minutes later they come back out. The mother walks up to my bike, grabs the handlebars, and tries to walk off with it. This failed because it has a bike chain on it. The following conversation is had. Entitled Mother, Son is the mute that could have prevented this whole thing. Me, Electric Boogaloo. So this is how it goes.
What do you think you're doing? Grabbing my son's bike. That's my bike. No, it's not.
Well, it is because it's chained up. If it's your son's, surely you can unlock the chain. The entitled mother had no way to actually unlock the chain because she didn't have the key. Her son just stood behind her with his hand covering his eyes.
I can unlock it actually.
She then begins to pretend to look for the key in her bag. While she's doing this, I take the key out of my pocket. The entitled mother hasn't noticed that I got the key out and says,
I know where it is. It's here somewhere, but where is it?
I unlock the bike chain. This bitch heard me unlock it and grabs my bike.
Stop trying to steal my son's bike.
The sons finally decide to chime in with, Mom, just stop.
But it's your bike, honey.
She winked at the son. I had the key to the chain. I've been sat here for about 5 minutes now, and I saw you park up and walk in after I began eating. The son says to me, Oh, sorry, mate.
Nothing to be sorry about. This idiot is trying to take your bike.
I'm getting very annoyed now, so I just say, Can you just freak off, please? This is my bike, and you aren't getting it for love or money. Now sod off.
How dare you?
Actually, just shut up. I get on my bike, and the entitled mother tries to tilt the handlebars so I fall off, but her son stops her. And I say to the son, Sort your mom out, mate. I rode away as she started shouting and screaming, and the son just stared at me. I would be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about this sub throughout the whole thing. Nothing interesting, really. Our next story was posted by a user, Call Us Meg, titled,
There's no such thing as KitKat.
So this story is another story of my mother Karen, an entitled parent. This story happened a few years ago, so I can't remember exactly what was said. The cast is my entitled mother, me, mega embarrassed, and the cashier at KFC. It was the end of the school day, and I asked my mother if we could go to KFC. She agreed, and off we went. I always ordered a Streetwise 3 and an Oreo Crusher. But this time, it wasn't the case. It had been a while since we had KFC, and unbeknownst to us, the menu had changed. When we pulled up to the cashier window, this was the conversation. "Welcome to KFC, can I have your order?" From the start, the cashier was mumbling and looked a bit uninterested.
Yes, we'd like a Streetwise for 3, drumsticks only, and an Oreo Crusher.
Do you mean a KitKat Crusher? My mother looked baffled.
No, I want an Oreo Crusher.
Madam, we don't serve the Oreo Crushers anymore, only KitKat.
No, I said I want an Oreo Crusher. Every time we've been here before, we've got an Oreo Crusher.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Our menu changed and we now serve KitKat Crushers. Do you want that?
No, I said I want an Oreo Crusher. There's no such thing as a KitKat Crusher. Give us an Oreo Crusher or give us nothing at all.
During this entire exchange, I was sitting in the passenger seat like a deer caught in the headlights. I kept tugging on my mum's sleeve, trying to calm her down and tell her that a KitKat Crusher was fine with me. But nope. We left that day without any food. When we arrived home, my mother Googled the KFC menu and was quite embarrassed to find that they had indeed changed the Oreo Crusher to KitKat. We went back the next week and it was the same cashier. The look on my mother's face when she asked for a KitKat Crusher was priceless. Our next story was posted by user Cooper Austin 765, titled, Entitled Mother Tries to Ruin School Event for Her Angel. You guys seem to really like the story I posted yesterday, so here's another. I is the exact same entitled mother and entitled kid from last story. Background. My old school did this thing called Field Day. There would be a bunch of events and you would rotate and go to a different station. This year, I was unlucky and had entitled kid in my class. Of course, and entitled mother always volunteered for everything just so she could take pictures of her angel. Anyway, let's get on to the story. Our characters are me, mayonnaise is efficient, F is for friend, entitled mum, and entitled kid. We were all ready for field day. We all look at the parent volunteers, and no surprise, entitled mother is one of them. The volunteers would all be assigned a station that they would be on for the day, so at least she would only be working one station. We go outside, and she is on the first station. She did absolutely nothing to help on the station. She did, however, shove innocent kids out of the way just so she could take a picture of the entitled kid. It was horrible, but at least we did the station she was working at already so we could have a good rest of the day. She soon followed our group. She did nothing to help the field day. She watched the entitled kid cheat in all of the games and trip kids like my friend. Every time her son cheated in a game, she would deny it and blame another kid, making them have to sit out. I'm sure entitled mother and entitled kid ruined it for a lot of people, but my friend and I still had a lot of fun. The next year, I was lucky and I didn't get entitled kid in my class. I feel bad for whatever class got him though. Well, I guess the lesson here is that even if someone tried to ruin something, make the best of it. Thank you guys for reading, and have not a good day, a great day. Smiley face. Our next story was posted by user your boy Joy F, titled, Kid sees Snapchat on my phone and tells entitled mother he wants to try it. Some backstory. I'm visiting in the Philippines from the US, and some things are different in the US, obviously. For example, we use jeepneys, which are basically buses, but there are way more of them circling the city. Almost all Filipinos speak their native language and English. I'll be translating all of this. And what makes this funny is that Filipinos only use Messenger. I think that's enough backstory for you to understand some things later. So, our cast is me, your boy Joy F, entitled mother, whining brat, which is the entitled mother's kid, cousin, and security guard. Me and my cousin were on our way to our local SM supermall, which was 15 to 20 minutes away. After walking for a bit, we saw a jeepney and signaled for it to stop so we could get on. We got on the jeepney and paid the driver. A couple of minutes later, I got bored and took out my phone to check out my friend's stories on Snapchat. A minute later, I saw entitled mother and her kid walk in. She didn't look like an entitled mother, she just looked like a regular mum. The people made room for her and her kid to sit across from me. Her kid saw me using Snapchat and he whispered something in the entitled mother's ear. The entitled mother glared at my phone and nodded towards the brat. Remember that I'll be translating their dialogue into English.
Why aren't you using Messenger?
I'm using Snapchat.
Why?
I didn't want to talk to her, so I didn't reply.
Hello?
I didn't reply again.
Mom, I want to try. My kid wants to try that Snapchat. Give him your phone.
I got annoyed, so I asked my cousin if we could get off here and get on another jeepney. He nodded yes, so we told the driver that this was our stop. We got off and waited for another jeepney. I didn't notice that the entitled mother followed us out, and she ran up to me and tried to yank the phone out of my hand, but I had a wrist strap and her pull hurt my wrist bad. Entitled mother saw this as an advantage and ripped my phone out of my hand. I turned off my phone before she took it. She says,
"Unlock your phone right now."
"Why?"
"My kid wants your phone to try out Snapchat."
"No, that's my phone and not yours." My cousin saw a security guard behind her, so I stalled her until they got here. "What's going on here?"
"He stole my phone."
"Then how are you holding it?"
I took it back."
"Actually, she stole my phone." Shows lock screen, which has me in it to prove it.
"See? He hacked my phone."
I put my thumb on the home button and it unlocks. "Ma'am, is WB your son?"
"Yes, so?"
"You and your son need to come with me." Then, I never saw her and her son again. I'm gonna miss them. Duterte just got rid of him. Our next story was posted by a user, a lone furry, so you know it's gonna be good. Titled, "There's an entitled mother on my bus every day." After lurking on this sub, I got a story to tell. What's worst about this is that the entitled mother is on my bus every day. English is not my first language, so if any grammar errors, please point it out. Thanks. Backstory, I live in a small village between two towns, and I take a bus to get to school. I've never even seen an entitled mother in my life till this unlucky day. I just saw the whole situation happen, didn't take part in it. Our cast is entitled mother, poor lad, police officer, and bus driver. Story. I was just coming back from school. You know, headphones in, music blasting my ears when I hear a commotion, yada yada yada.
"Leave me alone, please!" "Give it to me now! My son wants to play!"
Now, I had my headphones out and moved closer to see and hear better.
"No! What are you doing?"
The entitled mother was trying to take the dude's phone. She has a kid too, but he just sits there and did nothing. I bet she was going to give it to her son when she'll take it.
"Your phone will be compensation for the trauma you've caused, my poor angel."
The kid was like 10.
"Hell no!
What's going on here?"
"He stole my angel's phone and assaulted me."
No, she stole my phone."
"Oh, you lying bitch! The police will close you down for assault and theft."
The entitled mother was screaming her lungs out. "Oh, okay, that's it, I'm calling the cops." Later, the bus stopped at a stop before mine, so I just watched the hell being let loose. "What's the problem here?" The entitled mother starts screaming unintelligible stuff. "Ma'am, can you calm down?"
"This boy was trying to rape me and assault me while stealing my angel's phone."
"No, officer, I was just looking at my phone to games on it when the crazy woman tried to steal my phone." The entitled mother screaming unintelligible stuff again. She she got tased and put into a police car. The PL's version got verified by other folks on the bus. Poor lad. The entitled mother got arrested. I got home late and ate a cake. The end. It's the end of that story. Our next story was posted by user AvianOren17, titled, "No, I will not let you drive onto airport property so you can get your already late kids to school." I'm not still sure if this really happened or not, or if I was hallucinating from the heat, because this has never happened to me before. So, I'm home from college for the summer, and whenever I'm here, I work with my grandpa, who's a surveyor, as I have since I was 16. One of the places we regularly work at is a small airport in our town. Small, as in there's a few runways, and the planes are all those small ones that fit like 6 or 7 people max. The people who work there know both me and my grandpa personally, as we're the only surveyors they use, since my grandpa has all the plats of the area. Well, one day, we go down at around 8 AM and head around to the side, where they've dug out a mound for another holding building. To get into said dugout mound, you have to drive alongside a road, off onto a dirt path, and up to a locked gate to keep people out to the best of their abilities. We drive up to the gate, and no one's there to let us in as per usual. So my grandpa tells me to wait at the Jeep while he walks over to the other building to get someone. I'm standing there by myself, and after probably 10 minutes, an SUV pulls up behind the Jeep and a woman sticks her head out the window. "Excuse me, could you move your car so I can go through?" Sorry, but no one's allowed to go through the gate unless you work here." "Well, do you work here?" "Not exactly, but..." "Well, then you don't dictate who can go through or not. Now please move your car. I'm in a rush to take my kids to school." She gave me a really tight-lipped smile, and I looked through her windshield to see 2 bored-looking kids in the back seat. The nearest school, elementary, was about a 20-minute drive away, and it started at 7:15, so they were already late, I assumed. "I'm sorry, but I don't even have the keys to open the gate." "Listen, young lady, my kids need to get to school immediately, so move your car out of my way and let me through." I'm ignoring that she called me a young lady and said, "This is an airport entrance, ma'am. No one is allowed to just drive over the runways and land. It's restricted." "Does it look like I have time for those rules? My kids are top of their class and have their gifted classes today. And if you do not let me through, they're going to be late and miss them." Again, I'm sorry, but I don't have the key to open the gate, even if it was allowed. This time, she didn't even verbally respond, instead, deciding to apparently lean on her car horn. I was at the back of the Jeep and her car right in front of me, so the horn was incredibly loud to my already sensitive ears. I held my hands over my ears and just got into the Jeep to try and block it out. As soon as I got in, she let up. I guess thinking I was going to move. Instead, I just sat in the driver's seat and waited. Not even a minute passed before she came up and freaking knocked on the window. The lady shouting through the glass,
"If my kids get kicked out of enrichment and failed 5th grade, it'll be all your fault. I hope you can live with that."
Then she stormed back to her car and finally left. I told my grandpa what happened when he got back, and he just laughed for a good 10 minutes. And our last story was posted by user Shy Girl Turned Sassy. "You bought presents for the puppy and not for my baby?" My dad's dog Dennis passed away around 4 months ago. Our family was grief-stricken as we loved him deeply. Dennis was like my dad's 3rd child, besides my stepbrother and I. A few days ago, my dad and stepmom adopted a puppy from the local shelter. I was ecstatic when I found out and went over to their place with lots of presents for the little guys. Chew toys, balls, a puppy pen, and a puppy bed. My stepbrother and his wife were also there with their 18-month-old son. You may remember my son-in-law from a previous post. She saw all of the puppy's gifts and gave me a really annoyed look. I asked if she was okay, to which she replied, well, I just think it's a bit cruel to my child that you're parading all these toys in front of him and haven't even gotten anything for him. Keep in mind that it wasn't even my nephew's birthday or any other special occasion. I reminded her of this fact, and she seemed shocked and said something like, so what, he's your nephew? Doesn't he deserve better treatment than a pet? You could have gotten a few toys for him. So I told her, first of all, your kid is 18 months old and is incapable of realizing that the puppy has been given a few toys. And second of all, just because I'm being nice to the puppy doesn't automatically mean that I'm treating your son badly. Before she could reply, I just got up, said goodbye to my dad, kissed the puppy, and left. I really don't think what I did was in any way disrespectful to her family, so I just don't understand her reaction. And that's the end of the episode for today, guys. Sorry about the hiatus over the last 2 days, just been a bit busy. If you saw the community post, I am rebranding, just going to be renaming the channel, putting some different channel art up, going to be opening all my socials and a Discord server. I've already got that all set up, just waiting for a few things now. To do with the rebranding, some of you guys asked why. Basically, I'm just going to be doing some content from now on to help boost the channel. Same as what Oz Media and Geofilms does, kind of the Reddit review stuff that's going to be like 10 to 15 minutes long. Still going to be keeping the Entitled Parents content, Pro-Revenge, Malicious Compliance. Going to make those long form. Going to try and go for half-an-hour episodes for those, so that you guys can listen to them. And I'm opening up an Anchor FM podcast. If you guys want to listen to it on there, I'm going to be combining 2 half-hour episodes every week into hour-long episodes. So every 2 days, there'll be a 1-hour episode posted on there. And yeah, a Patreon also, if you guys want to help out that way. So lots of more content, new content, and social medias if you guys want to hit me up. Anyway, this has been I Read Reddit for now, and I hope you have a good day. I'll see you later. Bye.